chapters in the book, but I'm going to talk about it. My name is Elisha, as I say, from Congo. First of all, I thank Mr. Keith. When I first came to BCTC, I also Miss Sarah. I went to class, and the generosity and the love for the teachers. Teachers trying to teach us the language. Work with us, believe in us that we can do better and learn like every other student was amazing. Mr. Keith and even Mr. James. It was really great. When Mr. Keith told me to write about the book, I was working on my essay in Mr. James' class, and that was English 101. And we were talking about, I can't remember the topic, but we were talking about, arrival. And this is a book with Chinese. This is a book that we're reading in class, and we're talking about arrival. So after reading that book, I started thinking about what I'm going to say in my essay. So I started, writing about my arrival in America. And when I sit down and start writing about it, two things came in my mind. My arrival in the States was scary and was happy at the same time. It's one of those times when you are so happy because you're going to a new place after going through a lot of things in life, but also scared to live in a new country, knowing nobody. You don't know what you're gonna do. So I started writing about my book, about my essay, and the first thing that I was talking about was the experience that I had in my country before we left. The condition of the country was hard. Raising a big family of 7 boys with mom and dad, and the rebel just came and took everything. We had to hide in the garden just because we scared. The rebel would take the boys, put them in the army, work with them. We scared for that, so we had to hide. And after that happened, we have to, but they ended up taking my father. My brothers hide, but my father was taken. The one thing they were taking they take the boys, so they put them in the army and work for them. And we 7 boys in the family, we expected, if we didn't survive that day, we all going, maybe work in the army. We went to Uganda as refugees and spending 6 years in refugee life, which was the hardest thing in life. Spending 6 years and you don't have any home. So glad to be here, wherever you can work and make money. You can go to work, make maybe $9 an hour. Back home, you live without budget. You go, my father woke up in the morning, he has no job. My mom didn't have any job. And for 6 years we lived a kind of life, but it's amazing how we make a living day after day. And so when we first arrived in America, we went to high school, and just the experience for the culture changed. The life that have changed from, coming from a country that we didn't have anything. I spent almost 2 years not going to school because my parents couldn't afford it. Education, primary, middle school, and high school, you have to pay for it. And I couldn't go to school because my parents couldn't afford. If they couldn't afford me, how would they afford education? So we came to United States and going to high school. Go walking in Hollywood, always high school, looking at how students live and how American life is going. It was a blessing. On the other hand, it was scary because of everything, the resource and how Americans live their life. Was a little bit different. The culture change was different. Getting used to the language, getting used to people. Some